just in terms of what will be expectations, some of the expectations. So Wycliffe, good morning and good to see you. What can you tell us? What are the expectations of the people of Kisumu?
Well, good morning and many thanks to you, Abdias. This is Ashim from Nairobi. The D-Day is here with us. And Raila Odinga being a de facto political leader in this region, that means the residents of Kisumu County or Kisumu City, so to speak, are waited with bated breath to see if they will carry the day. But then again, straight into the views and opinions of the residents of Kisumu. Yes. I'm going to be joined by two gentlemen here whom I can call thought leaders when it comes to political matters. They take very keen interest in political affairs, not just in Kisumu, but also throughout the country. But then one is Richard Ogendo and Kennedy Nyaori. Just right away, you'll stand here, you'll look into the camera. Starting with you, Richard, there have been intense lobbying, there have been campaigns, and today being 15th, this is the D-Day. What's your opinion on the prospects of Raila Odinga's chances at the Addis Ababa elections that are due today?
It looks pretty good. I think the government of President William Ruto has pulled out all the stops on this. Diplomacy, everything, it has thrown everything it has into this fight. But also elections being what they are, we are optimistic that the candidate that Kenya has presented, who's Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, will carry the day, will definitely carry the day. We also look at the dynamics across Africa, and we look at his relationship with the president of South Africa. South Africa has a real big say in some of these matters. The ambitions of North Africa to have a deputy, the balance between the Christians and the Muslims, and so to bring Africa together, I think Raila would be a very good fit for the AU Commission post. And a win for him is not only a win for Kenya, but a win for Africa, and most importantly, a win for President William Ruto.
Aside from his relations with the countries that are due to vote in this to take part in today's vote, apart from that relationship, what other aspect do you think puts Raila ahead of his competitor? Because we understand he has got stiff competition from the Djibouti guy, the Djibouti candidate, that is Ali Mahmoud, and also Madagascar is also producing yet another competitor that is in Mandriato. What other aspect do you think Raila has to carry the day?
As a Pan-Africanist, Raila stands head and shoulders above his competitors. But those who are in the world of diplomacy know that there are certain actions at play. In fact, I dare say America looking inwards will have a definite advantage to Raila Amolo Odinga. Because right now America is more concentrated in what is happening inside the country, the presidency of Donald Trump, rather than what is happening outside the country and outside Africa. So that definitely gives Raila advantage and gives South Africa a bigger say in what's going to happen today. You may not know it, but South Africa is going to have a real big say in what's happening today. Yeah. And East Africa, of course, is united behind Raila Amolo Odinga. Most of the countries have endorsed him. So it would be safer for North Africa to play its cards with the East African candidate, so that then they can carry the deputy commission chairman. But then again, to bring Africa together, we must balance the interest of the Muslims and the Christians. So Raila being the only Christian candidate, it has a definite advantage. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
In your opinion, at the end of the day, when the vote will be taken, you are confident that Raila will carry the day?
Definitely. You can see the town is waiting. And you know this town is very passionate about Raila Amolo Odinga. Yeah, so his win, you will not believe what you'll see here today. Yeah, once the vote, the full vote comes in, it will be celebration like no other. Yeah.
Where will you be following the proceedings?
Today, I'll be following online, but I'll be definitely around the CBD, waiting to jump up in celebration of the win of Raila Amolo Odinga and the win of His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto. Because Raila's win is Ruto's win. It's that simple. For us, it's that simple. Yeah.
So, just move aside as I pick Kennedy's as well. Nyaori, look to the camera. Raila's prospects at the Addis Ababa, what do you have to say?
Jakoma has fought it all. The campaign was a clean one. The heads of state in Africa are not looking just for a person. They are looking for a problem solver. Raila fits the bill. They are looking for somebody who's democratic, somebody who've worked there before. So a candidate that Kenya is presenting to the AU today, this morning, is not just a candidate. It's a candidate who has worked there before and understands Africa and the African problems. A candidate who is democratic, who fought for women and children. Currently there's war in DRC. The women are suffering and the children are suffering there. This is what Raila is going to solve.
And again, there are only two outcomes. It's a loss or a win. What does those two aspects mean for Raila, politically speaking, locally here?
If we lose this election, Raila is going to be even more stronger, because he has a party that is deeply rooted in Kenya, one of the most largest political party in East and Central Africa, with structures from the grassroots up to the national level. So if Jacob loses this election, he will still be strong. But if he wins this election, he will even be more strong, because he will be solving now problems at the higher level, and again, he will still be controlling the party. Raila is still the leader of ODM up to now. He's the person that you are listening to. If you say left, that's what we are going to do. If you say right, that's what we are going to do. So we are keenly watching at what's happening at Addis Ababa this morning, and the people are just waiting. People will come out in large numbers once Baba is elected with white robes to thank God. Last week we had a very big prayer at Power of Jesus Around the World Church. We petitioned God to help us so that Raila can be elected, because we believe in God. We are Christian who believe in God. We believe God will propel him. It's God who knew him before he was born, and it's God who knows even if he's going to be elected. So we petition God, and we know God has heard our cries, and we know he's going to be elected. So one thing that people do not understand with Raila's candidate is that we are not just presenting a candidate. We are presenting a candidate who understands the problem of Africa in totality. Yes.
Fine. We'll be able to continue this conversation later on off air, but then I thank you for creating time for us. Abdi, those are two gentlemen from Kisumu. They are, like you've heard from them, they're exuding that absolute confidence in a Raila victory. They're saying that in the candidature of Raila Odinga, now Africa is presented with a problem solver. Remember, we've got quite a number of challenges on the continent. Talk about the poverty levels, talk about the conflict that are now wreaking havoc in the northeastern or the eastern part of the DRC and such like challenges. But then they are confident that Raila will carry the day, and thereafter he will be able to deal with those challenges. Abdi, it's just the start of what we are due for today. Like you've heard, those are just two gentlemen, but then again later on we'll be able to move around the CBD here, and also the famous Kondele roundabout, to get to understand what Kenyans from that part of the country also have to say. But for now, Abdi, I know you have a very able panelist, but then if you have a question, you can throw it to me.
Wycliffe, before we let you go, you've just talked about the famous Kondele roundabout, and of course, have you seen at least people pitching tent in one area trying to view the links from Addis Ababa? Which point of people are meeting in that particular CBD to view Raila Odinga when the voting starts?
Yeah, that's right, Abdi. Like you've also, I think one of our guests has mentioned it, that for now they're following online. We remember we expect the voting to happen later in the day. For now, people are following online. But then again, right here we are along Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Street, where just downstream there is what we call the bunge, or those informal parliamentary settings or structures. Right now, before we came on air, we passed by that place. They are not yet there. But then again, we'll be able to pass through that place again and find out if they have gathered there or for the sake of this particular vote. And also later on, we'll be able to go to Kondele, and we'll come to you live again with the views from Kenyans from that part of the